me.
Get it up, and you don't quit like that, y'all. Pop some old shit. So.
Welcome back to the Boys Gurus Boys Report. So I wanted to start off by saying thank you to Gerald Sensabaugh for giving me some time to throw my 5 questions at him. You can go on my website, www.boysguru.com, to hear that interview. So hopefully I can get some more interviews down the road, but I appreciate his time and good luck on a healthy and productive season. Hopefully we can win a few more games and go a little bit further than last year. And his play will have I think a pretty big portion of the factor in doing that. And I also wanted to take a minute or less than a minute really, just to wish Jim Johnson the best of luck in recovering from melanoma. You have been a worthy adversary for many, many years. To be honest, you won't be missed on the field, but in the NFL community, you will be missed. And the quicker we see you back on the sidelines, the better the NFL will be, and most importantly for your health as well. Nobody should be going through that kind of stuff. So good luck in doing that, and God bless on that as well. So I just wanted to touch on those before I got into the 5 questions topic for this segment. And that is not necessarily the wide receiver production, which a lot of people are questioning, but rather the depth of the wide receiver position as a whole. We have 2 relatively known quantities starting with Creighton. Really 1.5, because honestly Roy Williams had a half a season. We don't really know what he can do with Tony Romo. Some players just work well with better, different systems. So you never know. I mean, he just might not even be the guy. I think he'll be fine. I don't think it's a big deal to expect what Terrell Owens put out last season, 1,000 yards, less than 70 catches. Everyone seems to think that Roy Williams needs 90 catches for 1,400 yards and 15 touchdowns for the Cowboys offense to be very explosive and dynamic, and I disagree 100% with that. I really believe strongly that the key is the health of Miles Austin, not Roy Williams. And Creighton, we know what he can do. I see us wanting him to be in the slot on third downs, more so than starting even on first and second down. I think if the Dallas offense had it its way, Miles Austin would beat him out for that opposite wide receiver slot to add some speed and some downfield ability to the passing game. I mean, he's a very explosive player, but he's not a one-trick pony. He just seems, to be honest, I think he seems more refined as a receiver, even just in route running and general, the technical aspect of the receiver position, even more so than Roy Williams. I mean, Roy Williams might be physically more imposing, as far as his strength and his ability to make the spectacular catch in his hands. He has very good hands, but just route running, getting down the field, explosiveness, even just big playability. I think Miles Austin is the best we got right now. Now, most teams carry about 5, maybe even 6 receivers, and usually the bottom 2, the 5 and 6 guy, generally is a special teams contributor. And so, with all the guys we drafted on defense that we really like, and especially in the defensive backfield, I don't see us carrying 6 wide receivers. I see us carrying 5. So that leaves 2 more slots amongst about a half a dozen candidates. So just to run them down, we have Isaiah Stanback and Sam Hurd. Those are right now the incumbent 4-5 guys, with Hurd being the 4 guy. Now, Hurd is a very, very good special teamer, but he's got 40, the old Parcells rule. You got 3 years to do something. If you don't do squat in 3 years, let's get somebody new in there. Let's get a fresh body in there. And I actually believe that the Cowboys do have that theory in place right now. even after Parcells is gone. I actually think he's left that imprint on Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones, and I'm very thankful they've done that. So with Sam Hurd, he's got to show more as a receiver, you know, or he's got to be an extreme standout on special teams, and I don't think he's there. So I'd rather see some fresh blood in there. T.O. was a big influence on him. You know, perhaps he may even regress. Who knows? I do think he has ability. He just hasn't showcased it the way he should at this point, in my opinion. Isaiah Stanback, he can't stay on the field. He can't. He's not. He didn't really show me much as a kick returner, which was something that was somewhat disappointing. With the rumors of the Cowboys going into a Razorback, Wildcat type of formation to use a little bit, he may have some value there. I think he has tremendous value there, to be honest, because you want a guy that can threaten you with his arm as well. So, you know, that could be his saving grace, you know, to give him another shot with this team. I think this whole Razorback Wildcat is just BS and stupid, to be honest with you. I just don't think we're going to be taking that very seriously. Maybe we tinkered with it some. You know, we have Felix Jones in there, but we don't need it. I think our offense is fine without it. So who do we have? We have Jesse Holley, fourth and long fame. And although I agree with Coach Joe's assessment that he's better than Stanback as a prospect and perhaps Hurd as well, I don't think he is a 4 or 5 guy at the moment. I think he's more of a practice squad guy. I think we may get him in there, and you know, I think he's got the head on his shoulders to maybe, you know, do something with that opportunity. So good luck to him, but I don't see him as a factor for either of those slots. So that leaves Manny Johnson, as well as Julian Hawkins and a couple other guys, Jefferson, Travis Wilson, and then Ogletree. Now, Ogletree I like. I really, really like this guy. I think the question marks at Virginia with the quarterback position, a little bit of his health issues, kind of pushed him under the radar. I think he's very refined, and I think he doesn't need as much coaching to get into that fourth slot and do something. I think we drafted Manny Johnson to be the Patrick Curtin, to take over that role. This is the last year of Patrick Curtin's contract. We like big receivers, and Johnson's shown that he can play in the slot. So I see us grooming Ogletree down the road as maybe a wide guy, you know, for depth purposes, and I think Manny Johnson being groomed as that slot guy to fill in those 4 and 5 slots. And I don't think there's going to be as much special teams pressure with the likes of D'Angelo Smith that can return punts. Patrick Creighton can return punts. So we're pretty much okay there. Even Terrence Newman, who I think is a very good punt returner, and that's, you know, for the punt returning. Kick returning, I don't see either of those two really being an impact guy there. But that's why we have Felix Jones. That's why we drafted him. You know, he's going to split carries, but you know, he could be an impact guy on the kickoff returns. I expect him to pick up where he left off there. So as we go into camp, I expect the 2 rookies along with Jesse Holley to fill out those last 3 slots. I don't think we're going to go more than 1 wide receiver slot in the practice squad. I'd be very surprised if the other guys made a dent in that. Stanback, if we're serious about the Wildcat, is a candidate. I think Hurd's days are numbered. So that's that. Check out my site, boysguru.com. We'll be going through the strong side outside linebacker position. That is one of the biggest question marks for the defense, and the conclusion that is to be about with that isn't necessarily the one you may be expecting to hear from me. Peace.